Okay, so we are back and we are going to focus on how to fill in this total spent column. Now, I went ahead and did some of these already only because I didn't want this video to be 10 minutes long. So what we're going to do is we are going to use some of the features of Google Sheets to do this. And we're going to need both a sum feature and a reference feature. So sum meaning S-U-M, meaning the addition to, nope, the answer to an addition problem. Okay, so I want to preface this by saying one of the things I love about Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets, the free Google version of Excel, is that there are things that I always want to do on a sheet and I say, I wonder if I can do that. And then I do some research and there seems to always be a way. And some of the ways to do things can be pretty fancy and maybe require a couple of fancy steps. And using some fancier ways of doing things might be more efficient in the long run. And the way we're going to do this today is we are going to use some of the basic features of Google Sheets. It would not be great to teach you some of the more complicated features at this point because some of you have never used Google Sheets before this project. So I'm going to teach you some of the basic features of Google Sheets, and we're going to do this using some basic features. So if you are more advanced in Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel, and you have a better way to do this, go for it, okay? I am working under the assumption, number one, that this list that you've made is done, okay? That's going to be one of the things that if you go back and add something to your list after we do this, it's going to throw the whole thing off, which is not one of the greatest ways to do this, but it is going to teach you some of the basic features. But I recognize there are some drawbacks to the way I'm going to show you how to do this. But before you can use fancy features of Excel or Google Sheets, you need to know the basics, all right? So that's my caveat in case some of you are like, hey, I think I have a better way to do this. If you do, go for it. I'll check your formulas and see how you did it and probably be really impressed. I love Google Sheets and Excel, if you can't tell already. All right, so for our vegetables, we are looking to see how much we spent on vegetables. I see down here that I have 3 different vegetables that I purchased. I want to add them up. And no, I do not want to pull out my pen and paper, and I do not want to pull out my calculator. I want Google Sheets to add those up for me. So my category here in vegetable, and for any category, I'm always going to start with an equal sign. I'm going to say equals, and then I'm going to type the letters S-U-M, sum, answer to addition problem. Anytime you type a command, you have to then use parentheses. So I'm going to open my parentheses and I'm going to tell it what I want to add up. I wanted to add these 3 things up and then close the parentheses, hit enter. And now I have the total of how much I spent on vegetables. For fruit, I have apples and bananas. Okay. So for my apples and bananas, I'm going to hit my equal sign. And then I type the letters S-U-M for sum. Open my parentheses, and then I go highlight my 2 totals for apples and bananas, and the parentheses, enter. Milk and dairy. What do I have for milk and dairy? I only have one thing for milk and dairy. This would not be me in real life. I love cheese. There'd be more cheese on here. I probably would have had some yogurts, but for the sake of this demo, I have one dairy item, which is a really easy thing. If you want to say, hey, pull something from something I already typed, I hit an equal sign, and then I go hit the item I want, and then I hit enter. Oh man, I've already been talking for 5 minutes. All right, so baked good. I think I only have one baked good, so it's $2.97. So I'm going to hit the equal sign, hit the baked good, hit enter. All right, so you go ahead and fill in the rest of yours, and then I'll come back